There was a time when showing up to a job site in a luxury truck was almost a punchline. Big chrome grille, stitched leather seats, maybe even a massage button. It didn't exactly scream working man. But the game has changed. More and more people want a truck that can tow a trailer on Friday, pull weekend duty on the lake, and still feel like a first-class cabin on the way home. That's exactly the kind of territory Lincoln is stepping back into with the return of the Mark LT. This isn't just a simple comeback. It's a calculated move into a market where capability meets comfort, and no one wants to compromise on either. Join us as we explore the world of wheels. Subscribe now and buckle up for the adventure. Luxury pickups are having a moment again. For a few years, it looked like luxury trucks had lost their spark. Buyers leaned toward practical workhorses and skipped the high-end trims. But lately, something shifted. People are realizing that a truck doesn't have to feel bare bones to prove it's tough. Lincoln seems to know that too. The Mark LT is making its way back, right as the premium pickup market is heating up again. There's even talk of rivals jumping back into the mix. Cadillac with an Escalade EXT reboot, and Lexus possibly testing a luxury hauler of its own. But Lincoln has something the others don't: history. The brand's been blending refinement with muscle for decades. The new Mark LT promises to pull from the Navigator's plush DNA and the F-150's no-nonsense strength. Think of it as a truck that's just as comfortable hauling lumber as it is rolling up to a country club valet. Engines that know how to get down to business. If you've ever driven a Raptor, you already know what the Mark LT is capable of. Lincoln is expected to borrow the same 3.5-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost V6. That's the one with 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. It's a monster, and it'll give this truck the right mix of grunt and refinement. But there's more happening here than just raw power. Lincoln's also expected to bring a hybrid setup into the lineup, using Ford's PowerBoost system, a 3.5-liter gas unit paired with an electric motor. The numbers? Around 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque. That's serious pulling strength, and it'll do it with better fuel economy than you'd expect from a truck this size. Some enthusiasts are still hoping for a 5-liter V8 option, that classic sound, that low-end rumble, and maybe Lincoln will listen. But make no mistake, the company's clearly pointing toward performance that's efficient and smart, not just loud. Inside, where work meets lounge. Open the door, and you'll see why the Mark LT feels more Navigator than F-150. The centerpiece is going to be a massive 48-inch panoramic display stretching across the dash. It's part digital cluster, part infotainment, part co-pilot screen. Everything sleek, crisp, and built to make daily driving feel effortless. The seats are straight out of the luxury playbook. We're talking full-body massage functions, adjustable modes, and settings that can actually make long drives something to look forward to. Even the back seats get the same treatment. Lincoln clearly isn't treating them like an afterthought. And then there's the little stuff that really stands out. The digital scent system lets you choose different cabin fragrances. Because yes, someone at Lincoln decided the Mark LT should smell like success. The Pro Access tailgate will make loading and unloading a breeze with multiple opening angles. Simple, but smart. You can spec the interior in one of 2 black label themes, each with its own personality. The Enlightened look goes soft and warm, light beige leather, birch wood trim, and espresso carpeting that gives the cabin a spa-like calm. The Atmospheric setup takes a sharper turn, gray suede, copper accents, ash wood trim. It's the kind of finish that makes you forget you're sitting in something with a bed in the back. Price tag: premium, plain, and simple. No sugarcoating here. The new 2027 Mark LT won't be cheap. Expect a starting point somewhere between $90,000 and $100,000. And once you add the black label interior or hybrid setup, it'll go deeper into the 6-figure territory. That puts it up there with the most expensive trucks in the game. But for buyers who care about comfort, tech, and performance all in one package, it's not just about the badge. It's about the experience. A truck that can do the work, but doesn't make you feel like you're working. What Lincoln's really saying with this truck: The return of the Mark LT isn't just Lincoln chasing an old nameplate. It's a signal the company wants back into the conversation about what a pickup can be. It's for drivers who want to haul with confidence, cruise in comfort, and still look like they belong in a luxury showroom. The truck world's changing fast, and the Mark LT feels like the kind of statement that could push it even further. This isn't just luxury meeting muscle, it's proof they can live under the same hood. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.